Welcome back for a brand new video about that new show that dares to hope that one of the best video games of all time can become one of the best TV series, The Last of Us. Warning, beyond this point there are spoilers for people who are not up to date in The Last of Us TV series and the Naughty Dog video game it was inspired from. In this video, we're going to give you our binge breakdown of the weeks ahead trailer for HBO's most popular new show. We're also going to give you our theory on how Season 1 is going to play out versus the video games, and be warned, there will be serious franchise spoilers throughout the video the further in we get. We will try early on not to reveal too many major story details, but by the time we get to our theory, pretty much all bets are off. Before we get into any speculation, let's take a look at this trailer.
Binge.
The opening shot fades in from the HBO logo in a dark room with a more recently infected zombie lurking through a room near some type of light source. In the next shot, we can see it looks like a stalker zombie, which is the second stage of infection as Joel gets his gun ready for some wet work. A big distinction we'll notice throughout the trailer for any fans of the 2013 game is that Joel and company won't be wearing gas masks, so the spore method of airborne infection doesn't seem to be a danger in this universe. Yet. We do get these cool cordyceps creepy tendril mouth things instead though. HBO didn't want to cover up Joel's face for a good portion of the series. They must not be Mando fans. Who doesn't love Baby Yoda? The shot after that shows us the team in what is most likely the same location as the earlier sequence. Houses outside the quarantine zone are scary AF. A zombie noise triggers the three characters to look towards the doorway, and we wonder how many different kinds of infected will get introduced to us in this next episode. The Rat King is thankfully very far away, but that's a different video. Following a hard cut to black, the trailer fades back into a pile of rubble and a Where's Waldo stalker lying in the middle. The sequence goes on to show Ellie is toying with the poor guy with her knife before another cut to black. The hardcore teenager hopefully killed this guy who just seemed to want to be put out of his misery. In the game, you can find infected crying in corners before alerted, so we're curious to see if this is one of those types of situations here. This girl definitely has a sadistic side. The trailer then fades back into Ellie finishing her question about killing the infected even though they used to be people, and Joel doesn't seem to have much of a response before a title card crashes in. The next sequence shows Ellie once again in awe just for being outside as she takes in the ruined city. After that, the trailer cuts back to a moment we know is a flashback because it came from some expansion pack for the game called Left Behind released in 2014. In the game, the plot takes place when the unlikely duo are in Colorado and Joel gets hurt pretty bad. At this point, we can't avoid spoilers, so be warned if you don't want any major plot points revealed. Now's your last chance to leave. So back in Colorado, Joel is hurt and Ellie has to look for supplies in an abandoned mall where she has to go through all types of dangerous situations. The other part of that DLC is a flashback to when Ellie's friend Riley returned from running away to let her know she joined the Fireflies and takes Ellie to explore an old abandoned mall. That doesn't sound dangerous at all. The two have fun and do kid stuff before Riley reveals she's leaving for good, which ends up in a romantic moment before the infected come and ruin the party, and bite both girls. This is where Ellie got her bite, and sadly for Riley, Ellie was the only one with immunity. We believe the actress who played Ellie in the games is playing Ellie's mom here, and that we will see the day Ellie was born at some point this season based on some character casting descriptions, but it's tough to say how all of this will connect. Will we get an explanation into Ellie's immunity? In the games, we just kind of assume she has some type of mutation, but why show Ellie's birth unless that's relevant? So, back to this merry-go-round. We get a sad montage as the two teenage girls have fun like it's the end of the world. And it is. After that, the promo cuts to a sequence where Ellie is looking at her bite and reacting with panic as Joel's dialogue tells her not to reveal her condition of immunity as people don't take too kindly to the infected in this society. The following shot shows the three travelers walking towards the remnants of the Boston State Building before cutting to a moment where Tess tells Ellie they are trying to keep her alive. This actress was great in Fringe. We hope she sticks around. The promo then cuts to the three back in another dark room with some kind of infected in the room right next to them. Are they going to use that super old gun? The next sequence shows us the three are hiding, and that Tess looks especially scared here. What's the situation here? Is it just the infected, or has Fedra caught up with the smugglers? While we see these tense shots, we hear Tess explaining to Ellie that she's not invincible because she's immune, which is a great point before we get our first look at a clicker. Clickers are the third stage of infection after about a year. The fungus goes through their eyes and blinds them, and they develop a clicking type of echolocation to see before they attack. These giant heads are tough to pierce, and these things are pretty strong in the game. We're excited to see exactly how the clickers are different in series. The sequence after that shows a character we believe to be Bill, who's going to be played by Ron motherfucking Swanson himself, Nick Offerman.
I'm Ron Swanson.
We also know that some reviewers have seen the entire season, and mostly everyone, even outlets who have given the show mixed reviews, all say that episode 3 is the best in the series, and will probably be the best episode of television all year. We don't want to read too much into the hype, but the bar is already set pretty high with Offerman, who killed it in Hulu's Dev series. After we see someone driving their truck through a fence, we get a bird's eye wide shot of what seems to be an idyllic town. We believe this is Bill and Frank's home that is on the way out west for the mission. The next two shots show Bill and Frank talk about not having friends because all the people are gone. In the game, we never actually got to meet Frank, so it's interesting to see how all of this will play out in episode 3. We do know some of the reviews made a point of singling this episode out in association with an LGBTQ relationship, so it seems like Frank and Bill's love might be the central story of this episode. Can Frank survive in the series? We're rooting for you, buddy. Following one last shot of Frank, the trailer cuts to a new face who we know as Shauna in Yellow Jackets and who apparently plays Kathleen in the series. According to EW, she plays a character found in the game that leads a rebel movement in Kansas City. We know that the team is heading through Pittsburgh, and we believe these following few shots are from the time they spent in Pittsburgh, so it's tough to say if we'll see Kansas City after that or how things will go down, but this woman is described as ruthless people, so all bets are off. The shot after that shows us a location that was definitely important in the game, Jackson, Wyoming. This is another big spoiler, but yeah, in the game, Tommy is in fact alive and he lives in Jackson with the woman he married. The promo then cuts to Tommy criticizing the way Joel moves since he lost his daughter. Really, guy? Give him a break. The following shot shows Joel looking at his watch like he's remembering his daughter, which is a nice little Easter egg as we've already had so many side-by-sides that were super similar to the source material. The next shot shows us two of our favorite characters, Henry and his older brother Sam. We believe the trailer is jumping around chronologically at this point because these two characters were met in Pittsburgh, but anything is possible. It's also worth noting that Henry uses sign language. Is this like the tactics from A Quiet Place? Or is Sam hard of hearing since we already heard Hank talk in the first trailer? Seeing all these characters reminds us how sad this game was. Hopefully the series saves more people than the story it was inspired from. The shot after that shows the gates of Jackson closing with Tommy behind them as he finishes his thoughts with some dialogue. Are the brothers parting ways for good here? The trailer then cuts to the 4th stage of Infected, a bloater. These things are gross and super tough to beat with super thick body armor and exploding bodily fluids. They also have all types of other perks for being zombies so long. We are wondering how they will compensate for their lack of spores, or if maybe they do have spores and the team won't be prepared for this type of attack. Stay on your toes, people, anything can happen in an apocalypse. The shot after that shows us Joel going full Psycho Dad mode again before cutting away to another explosion and then to another clicker to a close-up of Ellie hiding with someone else kind of scared for their lives. Who is that next to her? After a hard cut to black, the trailer slowly fades back into the final sequence, Joel walking through some type of office or facility right after he fired his gun and gets ready to shoot again. We believe this clip is from the last episode, but that's anyone's guess and we don't want to spoil the last episode just yet if you don't already know what's gonna go down. The trailer ends with a title card and we have to say we're super excited to have a new zombie show coming out every Sunday night that is already getting a lot of buzz and mostly strong reviews. What did you think of the mega long pilot? Can the show keep up that quality for years? How will it stack up to The Walking Dead? Now, let's talk about our rough Season 1 theory of how the series will be different from the game. We're not going to give up every last detail, but there will be some more spoilers here. You've probably already seen a million trailer breakdowns of the original series trailer, so we're not going to get into all those shots, but we believe the first main difference from the game is obviously Frank being alive. We believe that to subvert expectation from gamers that Frank will survive and Bill will give a lifetime performance before sacrificing himself to save Frank. In the game, Bill never got the chance. We think that the creators are going to give that chance to him here. What do you think? Is Frank a goner? Or Bill? Or both? We believe the next big difference will be Tommy. In the games, we never got a super strong reason why Tommy joined or left the Fireflies, and we feel the series will hang on this and dive deeper into Tommy's reasons. It's worth noting that the brothers seem to be at odds from the little footage we have to break down. Why wouldn't Joel love the Fireflies since soldiers killed his daughter? We do hope Psycho Dad comes out at least once an episode though. The next point we want to talk about is Ellie's mom, Anna. We only get to hear about the mother in-game, but we know from Anna's letters that she died about a day after giving birth to Ellie. We believe she gave birth infected and then died, which will kind of explain Ellie's immunity. The bite got into her bloodstream as a baby but didn't ravage her body. We're not scientists, but we do believe showing Ellie's birth only adds to the story if we get some immunity clues. What do you think? If this is true, any baby can be made immune by sacrificing the mother. Will the Fireflies or Fedra do that? With 8 more episodes left, there's plenty of time to please the hardcore Day 1 gamer fans and the brand new fans who already love this live action series. Can we please get a Baby Yoda cameo though? Zombaby Yoda? Thanks so much for watching our videos, everyone. As always, we're on the lookout for any new promo videos, leak spoilers, or insider info to help prove or disprove all the rumors and theories out there about our favorite show that's hardcore enough to kill 2 kids in the first 40 minutes, The Last of Us. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok at Binge Rampage. Be on the lookout for our upcoming binge-worthy podcasts and click the notifications bell for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out, and don't forget to subscribe.
Where's the cake?
Shit.
Come on, man.
I'll get us one tomorrow.
Swear, you don't get your present.
You got me a present?
Swear.
All my life.